Damn, Danny.
Downtown, I got that heat, let's go. Downtown, I got that heat, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. NBA Finals Game 2, baby. And the Thunder are putting boots to the Pacers. But I don't think that's the end of the story, though. You know how this goes. The Thunder go up, and then the Pacers come back, and then the game's going to be decided at the end. You already know. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to cut the music, man. Cut the music. World Series, though, in Wii Baseball right now? What? Goon, please, bro. I'm going to provide the link for tonight if you guys want to call into the show. Link is in the live chat. We're going to be discussing this game as it plays out, as it happens. The second half just started in a first half that I would say can be described as a defensive showcase by the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then offensively, the Thunder were getting points in the paint at the end of I'd say like more so like at the end of the first half, they were getting some fast break points, getting into the paint, the restricted area, getting some finishes. SJ was very good. Some threes getting knocked down. I saw Cason Wallace hit a three. I saw Lou Dort with a couple threes. I believe Alex Caruso hit a couple of threes. The shots were falling, and SJ was phenomenal. Assists, points, the whole thing. Chet Holmgren showed up. J-Dub, aggressive. So things working out for the Thunder, but the Pacers are not dead. You know how it goes with the Pacers. They are always alive and in the game. So while they may be down 17 to start the second half, they're not out of this game. They never are. They were down by 12 at halftime of the last game. They ended up winning. I don't think a 19-point lead is safe. I don't think a 20-point lead is safe. They can erase those leads very quickly. All it takes is a couple of stops, couple of threes, couple of fast break points, turnovers, and they're back in it. Chet Holmgren looks to assert himself early, misses the lefty hook shot. Pacers get the stop. Miles Turner open three over Chet, misses. Rebound goes to Jalen Williams. What are they calling there? A loose ball foul, maybe? It'll stay with the Pacers. 59-42. OKC Thunder. Miles Turner making life very hard on Chet Holmgren on that possession right there. 11 minutes left in the third quarter. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good game. Absolutely. All right, Pacers looking to get a bucket here. They're down 17 with 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Miles Turner in the paint makes the little 10-foot jump shot. SGA dribbles the ball across the timeline. The score is 59-44 in favor of the Thunder. SGA dribbles, splits the defenders to the rim, dishes, corner three, made. Jalen Williams. Lou Dort defends. Nemhard with the ball. Dishes to Neesmith. Neesmith in the paint to Miles Turner. Turner, pivot. Looks like an and one possibly. Did he make that? No, he'd be taking free throws. Foul is on Chet. Please do like and share this video as you guys come in. We're doing a little bit of play-by-play breakdown here. Calling this game. It's a damn good game, too. Man, SJ really has a hell of a knack of splitting defenses. Miles Turner makes the first of two free throws. 62-45 in favor of the Thunder. All right. Miles Turner to attempt his second free throw. And he's good. Makes both. Thunder with the ball. They're being pressured by the Pacers. 90 feet from the Pacers. SGA dribbles. He crosses the timeline. Looks like we got a foul away from the ball. Called on Tyrese Halliburton. He's pissed. Score is 62-46. Pacers trail the OKC Thunder after the half. 10 minutes remain in the third quarter. Thunder with the ball. Cason Wallace in the paint. He makes. Score is back to 18-point lead for the Thunder, 64-46. Halliburton dribbles. Gets by the defender. Dishes. Miles Turner. To the rim. Misses the layup over Chet Holmgren. Thunder push the pace. SGA dribbles. Hezzy. Dribbles. Fadeaway. Money. SGA feeling it tonight. Having a phenomenal game. Complete offensive control. Ball knocked out. J-Dub with the deflection. It'll stay with the Pacers. I mean, this is good defense. Neesmith playing very good defense. The only thing he didn't do was block the shot. SGA is that dude. Miles Turner, the 26-footer, he makes. With no conscience. Miles Turner. Lead is 66-49 to the Thunder. SGA dribbles. Screen from Holmgren. SGA dribbles. He looks. In the post. Backing up Nembhard. Fadeaway to the baseline. He misses, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. What up, Micah? Good to see you, man. I posted the link earlier for anybody who wants to come on and talk the game, watching the game. I'm just doing some live play-by-play as the game kind of happens. As of right now, it looks like the Thunder are in complete control of the game. We know that the Pacers are never out of it. They're always in it. So things can change. SGA with 17 points thus far in the game, 7 to 12 shooting from the field. Yeah, he's having one hell of a game. All right, he makes the first of two free throws. Or no, he missed the first of two free throws. He'll shoot the second. And he is good and true on the second. 68-49 in favor of the Thunder. The Thunder really trying to keep the Pacers at arm's distance. Halliburton dribbles, penetrate, kicks out. Miles Turner to Halliburton. Halliburton off the screen. Looks like a deflection. It'll stay with the Pacers. 9 to shoot on the shot clock. 19-point lead for the Thunder. Their defense basically got them into this position. Hellacious defense. Jalen Williams defends Neesmith. Neesmith tries to get around him. Falls. Almost a turnover. Dribbles to Siakam. He misses. Rebound OKC. Cason Wallace pushes the pace. He pumps the brakes. Ball out. Goes out to Jalen Williams. He misses it on the deflection. Passes. SGA dribbles. Resets. In the post. Defended. Kick out to J. Will. J-Dub misses the three. The Pacers with the rebound. Captain Siakam pushing the pace on the other side. Draws the foul. Nope. He misses. Misses again off a deflection, but he's fouled. He'll take his two free throws. Siakam very, very aggressive trying to get to the rim. Trying to get some points the easy way. These Thunder just don't give up easy buckets. It's not going to happen. Looks like the foul will be assessed to Isaiah Hartenstein. Haven't really seen him too much in action today. Been kind of quiet statistically. Siakam will take two free throws. The first one is up and good. The score is 68-50, favoring the Thunder. Siakam will take his second of two free throws. The crowd is into it. Nice and loud for Mr. Siakam. He makes both free throws. Thunder look to inbound the ball. It goes into SGA. Picked up 90 feet. Pascal Siakam with 11 points in the game. Been one of the bright spots for the Pacers. Hard work to get those points. Pacers get a stop. Pacers look to shrink the lead further. They trail by 17. Halliburton dribbles. Hezzy dishes to Miles Turner. Misses the 5-foot hook shot. Picked up by Siakam on the long rebound. Nesmith for three. Nails it. I'm sure they're going to review that one as the Thunder call a timeout. They'll look to see if his foot was on the line, but it stands as a three as we speak. What up, Timmy Tech Support? Oh, yeah, the game is good, sir. Absolutely. Watching the game right now. I'm doing the live play-by-play, sir. All right, the game is 68-51, favoring the Thunder, characterized by their hellacious defense. Absolutely hellacious. All right, looking at some of the box score items. For the Pacers, their leading scorers, Miles Turner with 12, Pascal Siakam with 11, 9 points for Nembhard, 8 points for Nesmith. Tyrese Halliburton, very quiet thus far. In 22 minutes of action, he's 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. But uncharacteristically, Halliburton with 2 turnovers. The pressure from the Thunder, very effective. Very, very effective. Off the bench, you got a little bit from Mathurin. Hit a couple of points there and a couple of shots in, I think, the beginning of the second quarter. For the Thunder, their leading scorers, SGA with 19, 7 of 13 shooting, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He has 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. To round out the top scorers, 12 points for J-Dub, 11 points for Chet. Been very, very engaged in the game, both sides of the ball. Defensively, has been playing very well. Offensively, looking to be active, knocking down some shots early, getting to the rim, some high quality, high percentage shots. Alex Caruso off the bench, 8 points. Aaron Wiggins getting a little bit of run here in the game, 8 points. Obviously, the most meaningful part of Alex Caruso's game, of course, is defense, but he does have 2 turnovers tonight, so a little bit of concern there from him. Micah said the first quarter was close, but OKC blew the doors off. Yeah, the second quarter, the defense just got tighter and tighter. You know, I've compared the Thunder defense to, you know, a boa constrictor, just trying to squeeze the life out of the other team. And the way that they do that is with, you know, just complete pressure, pressuring and closing out on all shots, staying close, fighting through screens. You know, a lot of the things that a lot of NBA teams don't really do, you know, or can't really do, don't really have the personnel to do that. And then you have the Thunder, they have like 4 or 5 guys that are like all NBA worthy on the perimeter, right? I mean, J-Dub is an underrated defender. He's better than what people even know. We know Lou Dort and Alex Caruso, all NBA. But, you know, SGA is a pretty solid defender. You know, they've got guys, and they've got guys coming off the bench to bolster that defense through the second team. You know, it's not a steep fall off to go from the first team to the second team defensively. Yeah, Halliburton's having hell tonight. Shots not falling. Defense is putting the pressure on. He's having a tough time of it. Siakam's keeping him in it. You know, you're getting some points for some other guys. All right, looks like SGA gets a break on ball handling. He's hanging out in the corner. Lou Dort runs the offense. They go to J-Dub. He gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 as the Thunder lead by 14. I think Halliburton picked up that foul. All right, let's run a check on the personal fouls thus far in the game. So far, no players for the Pacers are in foul trouble. Miles, let me see. Anybody have to? Yep. Thomas Bryant, TJ McConnell, and Benedict Mathurin all have 2 personal fouls, but no foul trouble. Lou Dort has 3. Kaysen Wallace has 3. Chet, J-Dub, and Shea all have 2 fouls. Something worth monitoring as we go through the third quarter here. 7 minutes remain in this game with the Pacers trailing by 15. The find under the hoop, Miles Turner to Nemhard. SGA dribbles, gets past the timeline, screen from Hartenstein. He finds Hartenstein. Alex Caruso under the rim for the easy 2 points. Excellent move by Caruso to get into the paint and find himself a spot. Isaiah Hartenstein with the steal. He dives on the floor. SGA with the ball. Gets into the paint. Passes it out to the corner. They regroup. Ball back to SGA. SGA in the post. He scans the defense. J-Dub. The ball rotates. Lou Dort. Alex Caruso for 3. Money. The corner 3 for Alex Caruso. Puts the lead back to 18 points in favor of the Thunder. The ball movement getting to the Pacers. Indiana with the ball. Halliburton dribbles 25 feet from the rim. He finds Turner for the jumper. Money. 2 points. Good for the Pacers. Lead is 16 for the Thunder. J-Dub dribbles. Mishandles the ball. SGA collects. Waits for the Hartenstein screen. Jumper. SGA. Money. SGA has been phenomenal tonight. Siakam dribbles. Finds Halliburton. Halliburton to Turner in the corner. He spins. Halliburton, corner. He dishes. Siakam, possibly fouled. They call a foul on Caruso on the reach. Ball will stay with the Pacers. The lead is 18 points. Thunder up 74 to 58. Oh, it looks like I have to refresh here. 76 to 58. Okay, it looks like that shot from Alex Caruso in the corner may have been a 2. I'm guessing they'll review that at the next dead ball. Siakam makes the first of 2 free throws. They substitute Nesmith and Turner. And I believe they're bringing in Obi Toppin and Shepard. So they're kind of going with a more athletic, smaller lineup. Going with Toppin at the center. Micah, what up, bro? OKC has levels of defensive pressure. It's almost like they choose how far they want to apply depending on the opponent. Yeah, I mean, they don't have any reservations on playing hellacious defense. They all buy into that. It's pressure all the time. But I agree with you on the levels. It just kind of depends on the urgency. Right now, I feel like they've got their foot all the way down on the gas. OKC with the 3 ball. Money. Aaron Wiggins off the bench hitting a couple key shots. Siakam dribbles. He's into the paint. He dishes. Picked off. Looks like he was fouled. Aaron Wiggins calling for a review. Aaron Wiggins getting some run here in the finals. We haven't really seen him all that much in game 1. Looks like he was the guy off the bench for Mike Daignault. They're going to call Alex Caruso for the reach on the swipe on Captain Siakam. Something we have to watch very carefully. I do believe that Alex Caruso has picked up his 4th personal foul. I do believe that's his 4th. Currently, I believe they have it marked as his 3rd. I don't know if that's an error. They've got him at 3 personal fouls. We'll have to see if that is indeed the case. I think he had 3 previously. Maybe it's 4, unless they called it on someone else. I don't know. Siakam makes both free throws. It is a 17-point lead. OKC up 79 to 62. SGA dribbles. Met by Shepard at half. Picked up after crossing the timeline. He dribbles. We have a switch. SGA dribbles. He dishes. Aaron Wiggins fakes. Dishes. Too much mustard on the pass. J-Dub can't corral it. Halliburton dribbles. He kicks it out. Toppin to Nemhard. He turns the ball over. Out of bounds, Alex Caruso deflection. So the ball will stay with the Pacers. frantically moving the ball around through the defense. This Thunder defense causes teams to be very uncomfortable. TJ McConnell is in. No, that's Shepard in. All right, we got a long three. We got a missed shot. Looks like they're going to review this. What is the call? Deflection. It looks like it's going to stay Indiana. Let's take a look at the replay. J-Dub goes up. Looks like a deflection. Looks like it's off of J-Dub. Looks like a good call to stay with Indy. Indy with the ball. Ball goes into the corner. Dish to Toppin. Toppin to Halliburton. Halliburton in the paint. He dishes to Toppin. Corner three. That's not a good shot. I think the Pacers have to be very careful with the amount of threes they're dialing up in the corner for Obi Toppin. SGA dribbles. He gets into the paint. He misses. Toppin with the rebound. Pacers push the ball up the court. Shepard in the corner. He pulls up. Ball comes back out. Pacers at the top of the key. Dish out to Halliburton. He dribbles. He drives. Floater on the baseline. Amazing shot. Nailed it. Halliburton with a beauty. Razor, it is good to see you. We're doing the play-by-play. Good to have you, man. SGA dribbles. He gets into the paint. Oh, it looks like J-Dub. He's fouled. He'll take 2 free throws. Got a bit of a break in the action here. Micah said OKC has a blend of athleticism, youth, elite level defense, and an offense that hums. The thing about their offense is it's obviously predicated around SGA, but they have guys who could score independently. Like Jalen Williams is a walking bucket, right? So they have that. SGA is a bucket, but SGA can also dish. The Thunder move the ball. It ends up in open players' hands. They get high quality looks, the threes and such. So I agree with you there. The athleticism helps on both sides, obviously. The younger guys are part of that, right? They've got a young group. And then the defense, we know, hellacious, to say the least. Yeah, Tim, loving the game, man. Glad you could be here to join us. All right, Halliburton in the paint. He's stripped by Cason Wallace. Fast break, Toppin, defends. He fouls. 2 free throws to SGA. I think I misrepresented that. SGA with the strip. He'll take 2 free throws, fouled by Toppin. What a strip by SGA. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why he is the MVP of the NBA. This guy makes all the right plays all the time. Whether it's defensively, whether it's creating for his teammates, decision-making, scoring, getting to the rim, the jump shot, it's all there. Complete player. That strip was so clean. Not a doubt in my mind. Halliburton frustrated. All right, maybe it's time we look at those box scores, shall we? We got a break in the action. Currently, as it stands, the leading scores for the Pacers, 15 for Siakam, 14 for Miles Turner, 11 for Andrew Nembhard. And then for the Thunder, 22 for SGA, 15 for J-Dub, 13 for Alex Caruso, and then 11 for Holmgren and Wiggins. Holmgren has been pretty quiet here in the second half. He had a very, very good first half. A little more quiet here to start the second part of the game. We've got 3 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Things looking good for the Thunder. They're in complete control of the game. The score is 82-64. Offensive production in the third quarter seems to be up a bit. There's a little bit more pace, a little bit more urgency in this game. The Thunder really separated themselves in the second quarter. They went up 6 in the first. They outscored the Pacers by 12 in the second. So they took an 18-point lead into halftime, and they currently still hold that 18-point lead. So nothing has really changed for the Pacers. Razor chimes in. I like how OKC are doing great at communication and switching defensively. So here's the thing, Razor. In order for a team to be able to switch defensively, there obviously has to be that level of communication, but you also need the right players. You can't switch and lose the matchup. The thing is when you do screens and you get switches against OKC, very often the defender that's switching is just as good as the one that was lost in the switch. So imagine you're trying to get matchups and switches, and you're going from Lou Dort to Cason Wallace, or you're going from Lou Dort to Alex Caruso. See, there's not much of a drop-off. Even SGA on a switch, he's a fine defender. You don't lose much in those switches. Not a lot of teams can say that. Very often with most teams, when the offense is looking to create the mismatches and get the switches, they're looking for an advantage. They're trying to get the key offensive player on a weaker defender to get the matchup they like. There's not really a matchup you like against the Thunder. Like, you're not really upgrading on a switch. Very often it's a very similarly capable defender. All right, looks like the timeout is ending. We will get I guess we'll just call it the action to restart here shortly. Looks like we got an 18-point lead currently in favor of the Thunder. A blend of hellacious defense and ball movement giving them this lead. SGA kind of carrying it offensively, and then I think collectively the Thunder's defense very good. Pacers still fighting, trying to chip away at this lead, finding a very, very difficult task. It's not easy against this defense. It really is not. SGA to the free throw line to shoot 2. He currently has 22 points, 7 assists, and 3 steals. A phenomenal game for the league's MVP. All right, the score is 83-64. The Pacers run their offense. McConnell, dish to Nesmith. From 25 feet, he's money. 83-67. Off of Nesmith's big, deep 3. 26-footer, man. This guy does not care. That might be his second or third deep 3. That's the thing about the modern NBA. They're not bashful to shoot it from 3-4 steps behind the line. They just raise up and shoot. I mean, and it's anybody. It's anybody on the Pacers. They are just no conscience, ready to shoot that 3 ball. And I'm telling you, 25, 26, 27 feet, they don't give a damn. All right, SGA, I believe, is at the free throw line. This guy is just getting to the line. Lots of fouls for the Pacers. I think collectively as a team, the Pacers have accrued 14 fouls. Mathurin with 3. Thomas Bryant, McConnell with 2 each. The Pacers with the ball after SGA makes both of his free throws. Mathurin dribbles. He finds Nesmith on the wing. Nesmith to the rim. Met by a resistance in the paint. Top and corner 3. Fadeaway. Tries to draw the foul. Looks terrible. He's on the ground. He gets up. Holmgren to Wiggins. He's blocked. Looks like it dribbled out of bounds. Maybe Thomas Bryant with the hell of a block, man. That is one hell of a block. Oh, he blocked it through the rim. That's a goaltend. They missed the call. Wow. They missed the call. 85-67 is the score. SGA with the fadeaway. Money. No harm, no foul. Razor chimes in. We are soon going to the fourth quarter. Let's see the adjustments OKC will make. Things are looking good so far. Not much for OKC to really address. I think just keeping up the defensive intensity and then continue to move the ball offensively. Looks like a reach-in foul on Neesmith. That might be his third foul. Let's see what it registers as. That'll put Alex Caruso at the free throw line. Wow. Mathurin played excellent defense, just didn't block the shot. Neesmith has 2 personal fouls. Alex Caruso makes the first of 2 free throws, 88-69. 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Looks like Wiggins will work his way into the rotation. I mean, that is a foul, Mr. Neesmith. All right. Alex Caruso will take his second free throw attempt after making the first, and he's true for his second. Pacers dribble. Cason Wallace defends. The dish to Neesmith for 3. Another 25-footer for Neesmith. He's unconscious. Caruso dribbles. Holmgren at the top of the key. SGA off the ball. Dribbles. Looks left, looks right. Settles for the 3. Step back. Miss. Caruso can't corral the rebound. McConnell dribbles. He pushes the ball up the floor. He's in the paint. He dribbles. Out to the corner. He passes. Mathurin with the ball. He dances. Neesmith dribbles. Step back 3, not there. Thomas Bryant in the paint. He's fouled. He'll take 2 free throws. You know what, Razor? I'm streaming on YouTube TV. Maybe your feed is a little bit ahead of mine, or maybe mine's just behind. I don't know. It says live. Let me refresh the screen here. All right. Looks like Thomas Bryant will take his second free throw. The Thunder are up by 16. 1 minute, 13 seconds remain in the third quarter. Thomas Bryant's second free throw is up, and it's a miss. Corralled by Isaiah Hartenstein. He dribbles. Gets the ball to SGA. SGA crosses the timeline. He's met by Mathurin. Alley-oop. Isaiah Hartenstein to Chet Holmgren. The lob, easy bucket. OKC with the defense. Looks like they drew the foul. That'll be Benedict Mathurin to the free throw line to shoot 2 after the foul on the paint attempt. The defense converges. Isaiah Hartenstein with the lob pass becomes easy 2 for Chet Holmgren. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is about this matchup that has Isaiah Hartenstein kind of down in terms of playing time, but when he has been in the game, he's been very productive. Mathurin makes the first of 2 free throws. A lot of free throws in this third quarter. The whistle's very active, very different from the first half. Mathurin to shoot his second free throw. It's up. And it's a miss. It rattles in and out. SGA with the ball after Isaiah Hartenstein corrals the rebound. 17 on the shot clock. 47 seconds remain in the third. SGA dribbles. He scans the court. Players are spread out. SGA dribbles. Thunder start moving. SGA to the middle of the floor. Shakes the first defender. Teardrop layup miss. Corralled by Hartenstein. He kicks it out to Holmgren, who misses the shot. Pacers look to get the ball up the floor. Transition defense is there. Isaiah Hartenstein with the strip. He gets it out to SGA. Deflection. The Pacers luck out. Holmgren, the fake, the dish. He stomps over the defender, but they call a block. Wow. What an action-packed exchange between these two teams. My goodness. I'm not sure, Razor. I think they just gave him a break. I didn't see him leave injured or anything. They took him out, I think, at about 4 or 5 minutes in the third. So we should see him back to start the fourth, rested. Chet Holmgren to the line. He makes the first. Halliburton back into the game. Lou Dort back into the game. So I think that's your answer, Razor. I think it's the Lou Dort, Tyrese Halliburton matchup that they're playing. Whenever Halliburton takes a break, they bring out Lou Dort. J-Dub taking a break as well. The score is 93-74 in favor of the Thunder. Chet Holmgren makes both of his free throws. 15 seconds left in this quarter. The ball is into Halliburton. Picked up by Lou Dort. Halliburton crossed the timeline. Finds Neesmith. Blocked by, I believe, Cason Wallace. The Thunder defense swarming. I can tell you that right now, Razor. If Halliburton plays the whole fourth quarter, Lou Dort will play the fourth quarter, the entirety. Neesmith dribbles, floater, misses. This game at the end of the third includes a 19-point lead for the Thunder. The question is a 19-point lead enough to hold off the Indiana Pacers? Because we know how the story goes. Teams build leads, Indiana Pacers erase them. We know how this goes. The only thing we need to know is 19 enough? Because 12, 14, 15, 16 points is typically not enough to put away the Pacers. Hell, we've seen the Pacers erase 20-plus point leads in this playoff run, this magical playoff run for Rick Carlisle and the Indiana Pacers. Link is in the chat for anybody who wants to call in and talk these hoops in this finals, game 2 between the Thunder and the Pacers. It's been a phenomenal one. It's been an incredible defensive display by the Thunder. Razor says, I want to see OKC smoother, not giving Indiana any room to operate. OKC has to hit their open shots and not turn over the ball. So if you remember last game, game 1, if you just take a look at the fourth quarter, the Pacers were down 9 points, I believe. That wasn't enough. A 12-point lead at halftime, that wasn't enough. How'd they do it? Defensive stops, then getting their own high-quality looks on the other end, making some threes. You know, these leads in the NBA, they're just not safe. You know, these teams have no problem putting up 10, 15 three-pointers in the fourth quarter. They just don't. Let's take a look at the box scores. Let's see what's going on here between these teams. Currently, as it stands, the scoring leader for the Pacers appears to be Pascal Siakam. 15 points. Aaron Neesmith, Miles Turner, each with 14. Nembhard with 11. Tyrese Halliburton, only 2 of 7 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. No free throw attempts. And 3 turnovers. Name me a time where Tyrese Halliburton had 4 assists only and 3 turnovers and 5 points. That is called the torture chamber. That is the Lou Dort effect. That's what that is. I called for it in my live stream last night. I said the most important thing is that the OKC Thunder acknowledge and make sure that they secure the best defensive matchup on Tyrese Halliburton all the time. No exceptions. Switch if you got to. Keep Lou Dort on Tyrese Halliburton. If you must, the only switch should be Alex Caruso. That is all. No way. Razor said 2 for 7 won't mean anything if he scores clutch. You're right. But he has been controlled up to this point, and that's why I believe they have a pretty sizable lead going into the fourth quarter. See what I mean? All right, the gain for the Pacers in this fourth quarter is going to be stops and buckets. They have to chip away at this lead. And the quarter starts with Isaiah Hartenstein with a rim roll for an easy 2. 21-point lead for the Thunder. Why has Mark Daigneault not been playing Isaiah Hartenstein in the first game? Why didn't he play him as much as he normally plays him? Why? All right, looks like we got a turnover on the Pacers, or perhaps a moving screen of some sort. Excellent find by Aaron Wiggins. Oh, they've got the paint points, sir. They absolutely do. J-Dub dribbles. Can't shake Neesmith or Nemhard. Wiggins dribbles. Gets to the rim. He's stripped. Looks like the ball will stay with OKC. Points in the paint. OKC has 36. 16 for the Pacers. Fast break points. The Thunder have held the Pacers to 7. Offensive glass. We got a push. 6 each. 3-point shooting. Not great from either team. A little bit better for the Thunder. 37% to the Pacers, 34. Free throws. Much better for the Thunder. Pacers dribble. The dish to Turner. He skies. A ferocious finish by Miles Turner. Ferocious. Incredible play by Miles Turner. Huge athletic finish. Wiggins to Caruso. Caruso to J-Dub. J-Dub dribbles. Fall away. Misses. Caruso with the tip. Wiggins for 3. Miss. Rebound. Back to Wiggins for 3. He hits. 98-76. The lead stretches for the Thunder. Thunder get a stop. Cason Wallace to Wiggins for 3. He misses everything except the backboard. My goodness. Offensive rebounds, breaking the back of the Pacers. If the Pacers are going to be giving up offensive rebounds, they're going to have a hard time getting back in this game. Halliburton in. J-Dub dribbles. Hounded by the Pacers defense. They switch. J-Dub, the dish to Caruso. 3 ball in the corner. He misses long. Offensive rebound. Back to Caruso. And one. Caruso with the finish. Alex Caruso moving without the ball. The reach. Finishes with the layup and the nice spin. Oh, no, I don't think they gave him credit for the layup. Looks like they're going to be ball out. They run the rim roll. Missed by Hartenstein. Blocked by the Pacers. Another look. Thunder retain it. Wiggins in the corner. He rushes to get the shot up as the shot clock expires. And the Pacers get the rebound. And then looks like some kind of maybe a defensive foul, a loose ball foul, possibly a reach. Pacers quickly inbound the ball to prevent the review. Pacers dribble. Halliburton, teardrop, money. The floater, good. Looks like Halliburton looking to assert himself a little bit into this quarter. We have a foul away from the ball on Siakam. Looks like the referees want to get control of this game. Hartenstein with the ball at the top of the key. He dribbles, almost turns the ball over. Wiggins, Caruso under the rim, giving people hell. Alex Caruso is moving without the ball, ladies and gentlemen, and it's creating a lot of problems for the Pacers. They're losing track of him. I think it's the fact that he's a smaller player. It makes him a little bit harder to identify. He's very quick, so he's hard to keep track of. And he's getting in and around the paint and restricted area, and he's making problems for the Pacers. He dribbles, he shoots the first of 2 free throws, and he makes. We have 9 minutes and 13 seconds left in this game. The Pacers trail by 20. Caruso makes the second of 2 free throws. Thunder defense hellaciously holding the Pacers to 80 points so far in the game. Very, very uncommon for the Pacers to have such a hard time scoring. 100 to 80. The Thunder have the ball. J-Dub playing point guard as SGA rests. J-Dub into the paint. He scores. Finds the soft spot in the defense. Pacers dribble the ball. Siakam with the ball at the top. Can't get past the defender. He finally does. Finger roll. Miss. Thunder save the ball. J-Dub with the ball. He pushes the pace. Gets by the first defender. Turner defends. Miss from J-Dub. The Pacers corral the ball. Siakam out to Nembhard. He dribbles. A little bit reckless. Halliburton with the ball. Looks like a reach potentially called on the Thunder, a kick or a reach, a trip of some sort. 17 points, Razor, for who? Who's got the 17 points? Oh, Alex Caruso. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's been he's been a real problem for these Pacers. Lou Dort in the game, playing with 4 fouls. He's going to have to keep it clean here because he wants to make sure that he's available for the rest of the game. And Halliburton gets by on the long screen, gets the finish at the rim. 102 to 82, Thunder by 20. An almost turnover. Miles Turner looks to be shaken up a little bit. He's back up on his feet. Yeah, we got a miscommunication by the Thunder on that play, causing Halliburton to go unobstructed to the rim. Tyrese Halliburton has 6 this quarter. He had 5 in the first 3 quarters. 8 minutes left in this game. The Pacers trail by 20. And we have an official timeout. Breaking the action. Pacers with a 20-point deficit, looking to chip away at this lead. With only 8 minutes left in the game, the Pacers in this timeout have to be discussing, what's going to be their next landmark. Let's get this lead down to 14. Let's get this lead down to 10. With like 5 minutes remaining. They're going to have to really, lock things up defensively, get some stops, and then get some high-quality looks on offense. But the Thunder are just not giving them those easy looks, Thunder defense has definitely been doing its job tonight. That is for sure. Yep, the Thunder are doing a hell of a job defensively tonight. But you do notice that they're starting to, the Pacers are starting to get a little bit going with Halliburton. And if they can close this lead, Halliburton getting a little hotter in the fourth could potentially be something meaningful at the end, but they're going to have to cut down this lead. It's just too much. 20 points to overcome might be too much right now. 8 minutes left in the fourth. Kind of a big lead. Now, if it was 10, I'd say it's not safe. 20 is a little bit tougher, right? That's a tougher sell. Right. Coming back from the official timeout. And these commercials ain't shit, man. So far, the Thunder have been in complete control of the game. Pacers have not really been able to substantially come back from, I think at one point it was a 23-point deficit, possibly. All right, looks like we're going to get back into the action here. The SMT is going to take off his hoodie. Things starting to get serious here. Getting later in the fourth. All right, looks like they're reviewing a play. I think it's the part where J-Dub and Miles Turner had that little collision. The Pacers challenged, but the call was upheld. So that'll be J-Dub with 2 shots at the free throw line. He shoots the first one. Money. He shoots the second one. And it's good. So he makes both. He has already surpassed his point total for game 1. There's 8 minutes left in this game. Halliburton dribbles, 3-ball, 29 feet. Money. This guy, man. No fear. No fear at all. SGA back in the game. He dribbles. Looks like Shepard defends. They send the double team. Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, Aaron Wiggins for 3. Money. Aaron Wiggins has been an absolute difference maker for the Thunder today. Mike Daigneault making that call to bring in Wiggins off the bench has really paid dividends. Miles Turner, 3-ball, steps into it, misses, but the Pacers corral the rebound. Halliburton finds Toppin in the corner, 3-ball, bad, flat shot. Somehow they steal the ball back. Pacers with another look. Halliburton dishes. Nemhard, or is that Mathurin? Dishes to Toppin. 12 to shoot. Steal. Oh, deflection. J-Dub almost comes up with the intercepted pass. Man, that Thunder defense is absolutely swarming. No pass is safe. Pacers dribble. Mathurin to the rim. He's blocked, but fouled. I'm not sure if that was a foul. Maybe in the lower half. Because he didn't foul up high. Yeah, the Thunder moving the ball is giving them some high-quality, clean looks on the perimeter. And they're knocking enough of them down. And that's why they still have this lead. I believe it stands at 22 points currently. Mathurin to shoot his first of 2 free throws. Money on the first. Score is 107-86. Lou Dort re-enters the game. J-Dub takes a break. Alex Caruso is in. Aaron Wiggins stays in. Mathurin to take a second of 2 free throws. Ball is up. And good. Chet Holmgren inbounds to SGA. SGA hounded by Shepard. Shepard on him. That is some very, very ferocious defense. Wiggins with the screen. SGA dribbles left, right, fadeaway, paint, money. SGA in complete control of his offensive game tonight. Everything looking true. Caruso defends Halliburton. Wiggins fights through the screen, top into the rim. He misses. The rebound. Deflection. Looks like the ball is going to stay with the Pacers. SGA is cooking everybody, man. Yeah, his body control and the ability to get to his spot on the floor to get his looks. SGA is the best in the league when it comes to that. Top into the rim. He dishes. Mathurin in the paint. Fadeaway. Money. 20-point lead for the Thunder. 109-89. 6 minutes left in this game. SGA dribbles. Mathurin to defend. Chet Holmgren for the screen. Thomas Bryant on the switch. They reach. Refs blow the whistle. I'm not sure if they're in the penalty, but the Thunder are fouled on that play. I think this will be a ball out. Ooh, looks like they're in the penalty. Wow. If the Pacers are in the penalty, that means the Thunder are going to be shooting free throws on all fouls for the next 6 minutes. And I like the chances for the Thunder if they're taking free throws for the next 6 minutes. Shea does it in slow motion, and then boom, scores. Absolutely. He makes both free throws. 111-89 in favor of the Thunder. McConnell dribbles. Defended by Lou Dort. Looks like J-Dub is back in the game. Took like a 1-minute break. Thunder are very carefully keeping players in rotation. SGA dribbles. He looks at the clock. 5.5 left in the game. McConnell defends. Screen from Holmgren. SGA dribbles. He gets to his spot. Alley-oop. Caruso can't corral it. Caruso dribbles. 5 seconds to shoot. He gets to the rim. Layup. He misses. Top and deflection. Tyrese Halliburton with the recovery. Mathurin to the rim. He makes. Looking for a foul. He doesn't get the call, but he makes the layup in transition. The fast break points, the transition points, starting to accrue for the Pacers. They weren't there in the first half. J-Dub dribbles. He turns the ball over. Caruso to recover. He defends Halliburton. Halliburton dribbles into the corner. McConnell dishes. And it looks like Toppin with the turnover. This game has seemed a little bit too big for Obi Toppin. We're not getting the same prowess we got in the first game. SGA dribbles out the clock a little bit. 10 seconds to shoot on the shot clock. 4.5 left in the game. SGA dribbles, dishes to J-Dub. He misses. Pacers with the rebound. McConnell pushes the ball up the floor. Looks to get by Wallace. He does. Halliburton corner 3, fall away. He's true. Amazing shot by Halliburton. The lead shrinks to 17. 111-94. OKC the favor. J-Dub dribbles. SGA is off the ball. Mike Daignault wants to talk about it. Timeout for the Thunder. 4 minutes remain in this game. 17-point lead for the Thunder. If anything is going to happen for the Pacers, they are going to have to get more stops. They really don't have many possessions they can give up moving forward. Down 17 with 4 minutes, you essentially have to get a stop on every trip down the floor, and you've got to get buckets every time down the floor. Exactly, Razor. He's too good to be able to keep out of the game for more than a couple of quarters, right? At some point, he was going to get loose. And no better time than in the fourth quarter. Make a couple threes, couple of dunks. He sees the balls, the ball is going in. He's, starting to build some confidence. The Pacers are starting to get into their offensive groove. They're going to have to get some stops. If the Pacers are going to win this game, they are going to need defensive stops every trip down the floor, and they're going to have to get points every time they get down to the offensive side. They just don't have any room for error. There's only 4 minutes left in this game. They're down 17. I mean, if SGA gets fouled, those are automatic free throws, so they can't even really afford to foul, right? And we are at an official timeout. The time is 10:27 p.m. Eastern. OKC looking to even the series. Go back to Indiana, tied 1-1. Things are looking that way right now as we speak, as the Pacers trail by 17 with 4 minutes left. It looks like this lead that the Thunder were able to build, which ballooned upwards of 23 points at one point in the second, I believe, has been a little bit challenging to overcome, even for the Pacers, as resilient as they are. And, the Thunder have done it on the back of their defense. It was hellacious for a large duration of the game. All right, let's take a look at some of the box scores and some of the team stats, shall we? All right, so currently, the Pacers are having trouble with one key metric, and that is the glass. The rebounds for the Thunder has really made the difference in the second half. Offensive rebounds, total rebounds. Fast break points, the Pacers weren't really getting it until recently in this half. Points in the paint, huge advantage for the Thunder. And that's been the story of the game. Box scores. The scoring leader out of nowhere has become Tyrese Halliburton. Siakam has been pretty quiet in the second half. It's been mostly the Tyrese Halliburton show, especially in the fourth quarter. Outside of Aaron Nesmith, nobody was really doing anything phenomenal from the three-point line. Now with Tyrese Halliburton hitting a couple of them, Benedict Mathurin, he's been pretty good. Spot duties coming off the bench. For the Thunder, it's been the SGA show. Alex Caruso's been phenomenal. Aaron Wiggins has been phenomenal. J-Dub has been good. Chet Holmgren was very good in the first half. He's been pretty quiet in the second half. All right, let's take a look here. An update from the game. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in this one. Pacers get a bucket. Score is 114-96. Lead is 18 in favor of the Thunder. SGA splits the defenders. Finds Caruso for the wing three. It's good. That likely sealed the game. Alex Caruso with the three. Puts them up 21 points. McConnell into the paint. Gets the layup. Shrinks the lead to 19. This may be too hard to overcome. 3 minutes remain in this game. SGA dribbles, enjoying a 19-point lead. SGA dribbles, looks up at the clock. 9 seconds on the shot clock. They get the switch. SGA dribbles, goes right, gets into this restricted area. Fadeaway. Misses. Rebound. Pacers push the ball. Mathurin dribbles. Looking for his shot. Pulls up. Bad shot. Oh, looks like he was fouled possibly. Terrible way to foul a player for 3 points. 3-point shot attempt. 3 free throws for Mathurin. Razor says Caruso and Wiggins stepped up big time. Absolutely. Caruso has been huge, both sides of the ball, obviously. Wiggins, kind of the surprise, right? We know that Caruso has a big role in this team. Aaron Wiggins, didn't even really see him in the first game. I don't remember him playing in the first game. This game, I'm going to remember. Yep, and SGA has been great. So, yeah, the Thunder really, really doing a nice job. Pretty well-rounded effort across their entire roster. All right, the score with 2 minutes and 42 seconds. OKC to 117, Pacers 99. Some substitutions come in for the Thunder. Looks like they're mailing it in. SGA takes a seat. This game, all but over at this point. 2 minutes, 42 seconds. J-Dub to the bench. Chet Holmgren to the bench. SGA to the bench. They feel pretty good about where they're at. Caruso still in the game. Wiggins still in the game. Mathurin makes the lead 17. Looks like they'll go with Wiggins at the point. Yeah, so this was what I expected. This is the game I expected. I knew that the Pacers were going to fight. I knew the Pacers were going to be game. I know they're not going to quit. But there was going to come a point where the Thunder defense was just going to be too much to overcome. Knowing that the Thunder were down in the series, 1-0. You don't want to go down 2 games, hosting those 2 games, then go to Indiana down 0-2. You couldn't do that if you were OKC. Very much akin to the series against the Nuggets, in which the Thunder were upset by the Nuggets, and they were down after the first game, losing at home. But then the Thunder responded in blowout fashion to beat the Nuggets in Game 2, which is essentially what happened here. Well, what exactly happened in this game? Very simply, the OKC Thunder were able to corral and control Tyrese Halliburton for a full 3 quarters. Sure, Tyrese Halliburton got active in the 4th. He was much better, offensively more engaged. But you can't take 3 quarters off. Not in the NBA Finals against a defense like the Thunder. And then, with respect to the rest of the Pacers, you didn't get any standout performances. Obi Toppin wasn't hitting a bunch of threes. Thomas Bryant wasn't hitting threes. So everybody for the Pacers was playing to their normal standard. There was no superhero. So that's what I saw. I saw hellacious Thunder defense giving Tyrese Halliburton and the rest of that team hell. And it was enough. Lou Dort stalking and harassing Tyrese Halliburton, following him around like he's his shadow. Alex Caruso and those guys. Isaiah Hartenstein had a very good game. Chet Holmgren had a really big first half. Didn't do much in the second half, but they didn't really need it because he was able to provide in the first half. I just want to make something clear. This is not the only game where the Thunder can really put the clamps on the Pacers. This is going to happen again. You know, this series is going to come back to OKC. So this is going to happen again. In fact, I believe, I don't know if it's both games in Indy, but I do think that one of the games in Indy is going to be like this, where the Thunder defense is just so immensely pressurized, they're going to win a game in similar fashion. I do think the Pacers are going to win a game in Indy. I do think the Thunder are going to win a game in Indy. I think Game 5, this series is going to be tied 2-2. Back at OKC. Back to square one. I really do. Now, if I'm trying to kind of predict what's the most likely outcome game 3, I really don't know. Are we going to see this type of performance again from the Thunder on the road in Indy, or do we see Indy bounce back, home cooking, the calls from the refs, right? The home crowd supporting them. Could it be too much for the Thunder? That could play out that way. Or do we see the Thunder building on this performance here in game 2 and keeping the clamps on the Pacers and then forcing the Pacers to feel like they're in a must-win situation in game 4, being down 2-1? I don't know. I don't know what the most likely outcome is. I just feel very strongly game 3 and game 4 in Indy is going to be a split between these two teams. We're going to be back in OKC for game 5 with a tied series. I really believe that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in game 3. I think we'll know early. I think we'll know early. I think we'll know if it's going to be a close game or if it's going to be a blowout. And really I think the most likely outcome is if there's going to be a blowout, it's probably going to be the Pacers blowing out the Thunder. And then if that happens, I like the Thunder in game 4 to respond accordingly and find a way to win the game in a close one in game 4. And then we're going game 5 back at OKC, back at square one. Man, truly phenomenal performance by the OKC defense. Phenomenal performance. I know the score looks like it's not that bad, but the Thunder defense was fantastic. It really was very good. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about the OKC defense. They were hellacious tonight. So the Thunder shot 49% from the field. The Pacers were held to 45%. From the 3, Thunder shot 39%, Pacers shot 35%. The free throw line, huge advantage to the Thunder. They took more free throws, they made more free throws, right? The rebounds, advantage, huge advantage to the Thunder. +8. On the offensive glass, the Thunder were +4. Turnovers, the Pacers were actually much better in the turnover margin in this game. Remember all the turnovers the Pacers had in game 1? They had substantially less. I think they had 23 last game. They had 15 this game. And they still lost because this time OKC actually made their shots. This time OKC actually had a showing from J-Dub and Chet Holmgren. That's what was missing from game 1. The Thunder defense was just as good this game as they were last game. The difference was Chet and J-Dub actually were scoring points. Fast break points, the Pacers were held to 9. That's huge. Points in the paint, the Thunder were killing it there. And I think that 23-point deficit was just too big for the Pacers to overcome. And they just weren't playing good enough offensively to overcome it. I mean, Halliburton really didn't impact the game until the fourth quarter, till the game was out of hand. SGA, the MVP, huge game. He finished the game with 34 points on 11 of 21 shooting, 11 of 12 from the free throw line. So not getting it done from the three-point line, but getting it done from the free throw line. Chet gave you 15. J-Dub gave you 19. Alex Caruso with 20 points off the bench. Aaron Wiggins, 18 points off the bench. That's productivity. Aaron Wiggins was plus 24 on his plus minus. Wow. Yeah, for the Pacers, they just didn't have it tonight. 15 for Siakam, 14 for Nesmith. Turner, 16. I mean, he only played 27 minutes. Maybe they were playing him conservative. because of the injury, possibly. We saw that little injury with J-Dub. Nemhard, 11 points. Tyrese Halliburton, 17. Didn't get it going until the fourth quarter. And off the bench, Benny Mathurin with 14. TJ McConnell with 11. Obi Toppin, who was immense in game one. 1 of 8 shooting from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. We had this conversation over at the Format Podcast with Transformer and Bruce. Shout out to those guys. Those are my guys. We were talking about Obi Toppin and how in the first quarter of game 1 he looked terrible, and then all of a sudden games, quarters 2, 3, and 4, he looked phenomenal. Me and Transformer agreed. We didn't think that his game 2 performance would match game 1. Looks like that played out exactly as we thought. OKC did great in the fourth quarter, made it difficult for the Pacers. They got to be ready for game 3 because the Pacers are coming. I totally agree. It's just, I think that the Thunder are capable of taking game 3. Like, that could happen. You know what I mean? I don't have strong conviction that I know for a fact the Pacers will win game 3. I believe that whoever wins game 3 is going to lose game 4. That feels like that would make the most sense. Because whichever team loses game 3 will have extreme urgency, and panic almost to win game 4, And both of these teams are capable of winning game 3 or losing game 3 and then winning or losing game 4. That's probably how it's going to end up. I really do feel strongly we'll get a split in Indiana, and then we'll be back in OKC for game 5 with a tied series. I really do. Phenomenal game from the defense and offensively for the Thunder, but defensively, man, they are just too much. They are just too much. The Thunder defense is just so tough. The Pacers basically have to play perfect basketball or they're going to be down 20 at some point. Like, that's what this is about. The Thunder defense is that good. Absolutely. The next game is going to be game 3. That's going to be, I think, Wednesday. Right? Yeah, that'll be Wednesday in Indiana. So they're going to give them a couple of days off plus a day for travel. And then game 4 will be Friday. And then game 5 will be Monday. These games are so spaced out. We'll definitely do some more live streams, and we'll be making some more videos. But yeah, this game, the Thunder got exactly what they needed. In fact, I'm going to make a video because I know not everybody watches live streams. But this game in the books. Thanks, Razor, for hanging out with us tonight. Also, Micah, who was here earlier. Timmy was hanging out with us as well. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you all. The Goon, thank you for stopping by as well. Do me a solid, guys. Like and share this video. Subscribe for more if you're new here. For all the people that are kind of quietly lurking in the shadows, do interact with us, comment in videos and live chats and stuff like that. We really do appreciate the engagement. And Razor, have a good night, sir. We appreciate all of you, and I hope you guys have a great start to your week. Hope you had a good weekend. More videos coming. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.